everybody. Figured I'd do another little one of these. I try to do as little as possible today. My daughter has had the stomach bug and she hasn't been feeling good. And so we tried to stay home for the most part today. So it's been kind of just a chill, relax, much needed day. We haven't had one of these days in a very long time. So it's been great. And the wind, oh my God, the wind today has been horrible. I tried to get out for a little bit and I was going to just piddle around, and it's been too crazy to do much of anything. No practices, no ball games. It was just one of those days, hang around the house, get some much needed things done. Well, Philip did. He fixed one of our trucks. Like, if we haven't had bad luck, we would have zero luck here lately. So, like, some of you guys already know that the dozer's been broke down twice in the last 2.5 weeks. The blue truck's still down because, well, transmissions cost quite a bit of money. The brakes went out in the white Dodge last night, and so he fixed that today. And then, not mechanic, I'm trying to think of what it's called. One of the, basically a seal on the red Dodge had come loose, and anyways, it's spilling oil all over the place. So it's down. I mean, it's still drivable. He just got to put oil in it, but he doesn't want to drive if he doesn't have to. So it's been great. So been kind of limited on vehicles at the moment, at least work vehicles. And then so like I said, he worked on that today, and I worked inside and kind of piddled around with our daughter. Went grocery shopping. We did do that this morning, right after her Bubba left for the bus. One of the first things that we do in the morning. We try to get around and do whatever we got to do before everybody else starts waking up. So, all right, Bob. I'll get you. I think tomorrow, if the wind and everything cooperates, I am going to clean out this chicken house. Put everything in the garden. I got to start a couple of plants tomorrow. And I'm going to try to make a better setup for these guys, because they don't have to be inside. I got a little doghouse hut thing that they can get in under, out of the weather. So I will fix that up hopefully tomorrow. Get them out of here. I'm sure I will still use this in here, like if the weather turns off real nasty, but I really don't like them being in here with the chicks. Because I moved the baby chicks out of the house because they're getting way too big, and they're wanting to fly around, so they're in here in the big pen, and they got like a box that I cut a hole in, so it's almost like their mom. Like if their mom was to set on them, they can get under it, and the baby goats can't get to them. However, the baby jigs are almost as big as these baby goats. I'll have to show you if I can catch one here in a minute. Like I said, they're bigger. They're already getting their tail feathers, and they have most of their wings, and so they're good. I do have the bigger goats. I pull Annabelle's babies off of her at night so I can milk her in first thing in the morning before I let her babies have her. Her babies get her all day long. and then I just milk her and get fresh milk in the morning, and then just kind of feed them all day with that, these two with that, and then I try to milk her again a little bit in the evenings. I milked her this evening, but while I was getting her babies in here, she drank all the milk, so I didn't have any for tonight, but that's okay. We still had some. So nobody goes without. They're doing so good. They're getting so big on me. Annabelle's babies are getting huge, and they are heavy and thick. They just tower over these guys, which they did from the very beginning anyways. It's funny how fast they change. And Ethel, she's still holding her hostages. She hasn't popped yet. But I noticed today a lot of, like, pretty much all of her ligaments were gone. I did think they were gone a while back. It's kind of weird because sometimes she feels like her ligaments are gone, and then other times it doesn't. I don't know if it's maybe just the way she's standing when I check. But she's definitely, you can see her belly is pulling down really hard, and then her bag is getting really full. So I don't know how much longer she'll hold them hostage, but she's definitely cooking them. She's getting them well done, which is great considering the year that we've had. I'm excited to see them. They could come out with a lot of color. They could be traditionals, or they could come out with little black heads. I don't know. The Billy that I use, he's thrown a lot of color. He's thrown a whole lot of little blackheads and almost no traditionals. So I don't see her having a traditional. She might. She is a traditional. I'm excited for hers. Because Ethel was my first bottle baby whenever we moved out here. So we've only been trying to start our homestead now for 3 years, and then like this year was like the first year we've really been hitting it pretty hard, trying to get it going. Those of you who have homesteads or are used to it takes time. You don't just get things overnight unless you just have a lot of money and you're able to do it. We do not. We work hard for everything that we have, and we put into what we get out, you know. If we get something, we put it back into it. That's what we try to do. Because so like when I sell goats, I usually use the money from the babies or whatever, however I do it, I try to put back into it. For the feed costs, hay costs for the winter. The chickens, I sell eggs and stuff like that. I sell baby chicks. And that covers like the feed costs, the building costs, because we did buy a building instead of building one because we don't really have time. Now, however, we added a lot to it. We added roost up above me, like up high, because they don't really like the low ones. They like to be high up. We added the chickie box, which is really neat. This was definitely, I would recommend to everybody. We added it. We added feeders and stuff out in the little yard thing. We updated the boxes, which they need work. I gotta clean them out. I gotta add some stuff to them. Like I said, I think tomorrow, if everything goes right, I'm going to try and get that done. Try to clean in here. Get these guys out of here. Get something set up better for them. Because it's just, I don't like it. They need their own place. They don't need to be in the chicken house unless they have to be. I want to get a liner put inside this little chickie coop which I made it to where like one of those a large dog kennel, the crate bottoms could fit in here. I just don't have one at the moment put in there, but it should fit perfectly in there. It should slide right under, and that will be nice to have for sure. This little guy is eating like crazy. Was you hungry? Where are you putting all that? Or are you just going really slow? Honestly, I might save the chicken house project for Friday because my son doesn't have school on Fridays. And him and I could do this as a little mother-son project. I try to do projects with them when I can. What? You got your nummies before I brought you in here. You're so little. You're so little and so cute. Okay. Let's see if your brother wants some more. So I said I was going to do like a little size rip. It took me a minute to get one of the chickies. This is how big these little goats are compared to my little chicks. The little chick is almost the same size. Same size. And see, they're just, this one here, he doesn't have his tail feathers yet. But these little guys are so little. Here, you want nummies? He always wants nummies. But yeah. This one here I think is a little rooster. So. The size difference. Just his head alone. Okay. They're crazy how little. I have been around Nigerian dwarfs, but I don't think I've ever seen in person any this small. These guys are tiny, and this one is way smaller than his brother. Like, just, like, head-wise, you wouldn't, like, they look about the same, but the other one's just so much stockier, quite a bit taller. Not like a whole big bunch, but enough to notice. This one here is just, he's not built really big. He's honestly built more like a little doeling than he is a little buckling. Did that wind scare you? That wind is rough today. Okay, I was just working on it a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. So, I should stop the film here. We introduced one of them last night, and he was Harry. This one here is Lloyd. Lloyd and Harry. Yeah, so Dumb and Dumber, if you ever watched it, the movie. That's what we named them after. So, all the rest of the kids that are born here, and that we have, or they're staying, we have a theme, so we know what year they came from. These two are not with that theme whatsoever. So the theme this year is the show Two Broke Girls. And honestly, we're running out of names. So, this big guy here, hi, is Pedo. Say hi, Pedo. He's so much bigger. Oh. And his twin sister is BB. And if you ever watch Two Broke Girls, this is the puppet guy. was really funny. And so, like, his face, how long it is and everything, I thought it was fitting. They're like little lookalikes. And so this is Pedo, and the other one is BB. And BB is the kind of crazy girl who worked at the school, the bakery school that they went to. She had all the medicine and stuff, and she's like, oh no, this is just my backup. Anyways, so that one is BB. And then we have Max, we have Caroline, we have Oleg, we have Sophie, and then we have, who am I missing? That ain't everybody, is it? No, we've had them. They've already went on to new places. And that was Jolie, Anna Jolie, and Brad Pitt, the twins off the show. So we had one of those. It's kind of funny. So everybody has been boy-girl twins, and then I had 2 single doelings, and then I have the 2 bucklings. So it kind of evens out. We have an even number right now. We have, I didn't even count. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So we have 4 and 4 at the moment. And then we had the other 2. So it would have been 10. He is just eating this up. He's got horns. I was hoping he wouldn't. He's not morning yet. You don't get to go out with the big goats yet. I need to get a bigger pen for these guys too, because they're getting way too big to be in here. But they have to be pulled at night so I can milk their mom in the mornings. Huh. Plus also I get a hand balloon and make him friendlier. It's not as important with him. But having a friendly Billy can be handy. But the little doeling, I want her really friendly. We might end up keeping her. I don't know yet. She is identical to her mom, but she still is half boar, even though she doesn't look it. She's built better than most Lamachas. She's definitely stouter. What? Are you gonna nibble on me? But this guy, he won't be staying. He'll have to be rehomed. I'm sure I'll find somebody who is interested in him. He is very pretty. He's got those dapple moonspot looking things, and he's just really pretty to look at. And he might throw some gorgeous babies. And then again, he may not. He may throw nothing but all white babies just because of the Lamacha in him. But alright guys, we need to head to bed. He's ready to go night-night, aren't you? They're so fun. I love baby goats. They're so sweet. Okay. Alright guys.